Blood Relations started as a sort of tip of my hat to my past. I was born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee. Everyone's like, really? But I was. And so I feel like I know the world of the South pretty well. One of the things that they take very seriously is the idea of your past. What family are you from? Where'd you grow up? And the idea of a family feud had never been told before on this show.
You visit your daddy's grave recently?
Is it yours?
So a serial killer whose motivation is to get two families fighting each other, it just felt like a really interesting world to get into. Then thinking about the unsub sort of underlying psychology as the product of incest, he then became a kind of manifestation of that pride. One person's pride is another person's shame, right? He then became the flip side of that.
How come I don't look like the others, Mama? How come I don't look like you?
Breen, who I've worked with before, and I consider in many ways to kind of be one of the closest humans I've ever met to the character of Spencer Reid. Very awesome and unique fellow. And we've always wanted to work together again, and this opportunity came up, and he came up with Blood Relations, which I love so much. The trick to great directing is just getting a great cast, and I fight tooth and nail and obsess and watch thousands of reels and make sure that the right person is playing every part. This one, the parts were a little bit meatier, so it sticks out a little bit more, I think, the talent and the acting. And I'm so pleased with the actors that I was able to get.
I believe in the God of mercy, in the God of compassion. But that's not the God I need right now.
Well, it's a great part. I mean, there's a lot to get your teeth into.
I am praying to the God of vengeance, the God of anger, the God of locusts and boils and floods.
Not the least of which was just getting a handle on the accent, you know. Pulled out to Harlan County, USA, and listened to Hazel Dickens.
Thank you.
Just when I think I'm too old and nobody's gonna give me a rifle, I got to do it again, so. And I love that because she's a strong woman. Yeah, she gets kidnapped and, maybe hung, but she's not a victim.
Oh, I got you, you son of a bitch.
Another fun challenge, though, was riding the fine line of inbreeding. And I feel like sometimes too much makeup, too much prosthetics is very comical and it can go the wrong way. I looked up a lot of pictures of what people that are inbred sometimes look like, and we found this sort of big ear that we put on him, and we gave him these puffers in his lips that took this out, and then we made his eyebrows go away. So we had this sort of shell of a human look that then masking it in darkness and him putting on his voice and his walk, I knew would hopefully read in people's imagination as being much more horrifying and eerie than it was. And then the final touch was a hand double. If we could find someone who had deformed hands to make that the character for the first 2/3 of the episode till you finally meet him and hopefully freak out the audience with that. And we found the wonderful Cedric Hardman, who also happens to be an incredible ball player.
That's 13 years of pro football. I broke all of them, but those three, that one many, many times. And I had a ball breaking them. I had a lot of fun trying to learn how to fix them. And people always ask me to say, well, didn't they have somebody that'll straighten them out? And I straighten them out. I say, doesn't it look like it?
He takes direction immensely well, merely by fact of being a football player. You can say, like, Cedric, do that same speed 16% faster and a hair to the left, and he'll he nails it immediately because he's so used to, I think, getting coached. The ending is also kind of a very unique ending to our show, which I'm really excited about. It goes out in like a way that when I read the script, it gave me chills, and when we shot it, it gave me chills.
All I knew was that he was going to get away. And the first thing that we thought would be really interesting, because we'd never seen it before, is he's laid a trap. That's actually teed up visually in Act 2. If you look in Act 2, there's a scene where Bill is caressing the corpse of his dead Appalachian surrogate mother, and the pickaxe is right in frame. I mean, it's not just like a little bit in frame, it's right there. You can't even miss it, but your eye is drawn to the action of Bill, so you don't know what you're seeing at the moment. And then instead of an end quote, which is, traditionally what would take us into executive producer Mark Gordon, suddenly you're following this couple that you've never seen before. What makes it so effective is that you know it's coming. You just don't know how it's going to come. And Goobler staged it and directed it in a way that just, I remember in the director's cut screening, the entire room just jumped. It was just like a seizure, and we all just were goosed at the same time. It's just a testament to all the different elements coming together at the same time.
You're so sexy when you're scared.
Well, you're sexy when you...
You have 3 seconds. Give me the keys to your car. 3, 2.
Everything came together perfectly, and it makes me, it just makes me like happy that we got away with it in a lot of ways, because sometimes we don't.